Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Today let's talk about Sun in Leo, Moon in Cancer. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, it really helps out. Here in the channel we'll talk about astrology, spirituality, and many discoveries from the subconscious realm as well. So if you enjoy, watch more videos. Let's get started. Sun in Leo is now 1 degree, very recent, very fresh. Until it goes until 5 degrees, we are still on a transition period from Sun in Cancer to Sun in Leo, but that means that we are in a consistent, fixed, or stubborn way, paying attention, receiving attention, entertaining or being entertained, giving validation or receiving validation about expressions, visions, and actions that deal with your uniqueness and your individuality, that deal with how you see yourself and how you think others see you, and that deals with how you see the world and how you think the world sees you and how you think others see the world as well. Moon in Cancer is a good thing. By the way, Sun likes to be in Leo, Moon likes to be in Cancer as well. So good thing for both planets as well. That means that today we are creating new emotions and feelings, new spiritual purposes, and new spiritual places of comfort about our emotions, our feelings, our reactions, our responses, how and what we attract, and our places of comfort in general, not just spiritual. And we're creating new emotions and feelings and new spiritual purposes about our internal realm in general. So today, we can have more consistent or stubborn visions, actions, and expressions when it comes to our new emotions and feelings or our new spiritual purposes that are more internal and that deal with more personal things. Also, we can bring new feelings, we can bring new moods to the visions, expressions, and actions that we have or others have in a consistent and fixed way. So you can keep the vision, you can keep the expression, you can keep the uniqueness and individuality, but you can bring a fresh vibe, a fresh mood, or a fresh emotion and feeling. Also, you can create new feelings about your own uniqueness and individuality, and you can bring consistency, validation, and creativity to the new emotions and feelings or new spiritual place of comfort that we might be attracting or being a bit more aware right now. The moon is also fatal attracting the sun, so it's a bit easier for us to see our emotions and feelings today without them being in the same area, because that will be a new moon and it will be a different scenario. By the way, we are now preparing for the new moon because it will be new moon in Leo very soon, and it will be a very early new moon. It will be a new moon in like 2 degrees, 3 degrees Leo. It will be very interesting. It will be really the start of a new season, fresh, because sometimes the new moon comes when the sun is halfway through a sign, or almost in the end of a season. So when the new moon comes in the start of the season, is more freshness, more new moon type vibes. But also on the negative side here, you might feel a bit more insecure, a bit more moody, or a bit more lazy when it comes to acting, expressing, and envisioning in general, or especially when it deals to defending your image or showing somebody your point and they're not getting it. You might be feeling a bit more insecure or a bit more moody because we're creating new feelings and emotions, we're creating new reactions and responses to those scenarios. So it's normal that today you might not have the right feeling and emotion. Today you might not have the right response. You might feel the lack of energy because you're still developing new emotions and feelings and new spiritual purposes to then express in a consistent or stubborn way. Also, you might be attracting new types of people, places, and things. You might be attracting new types of spirits, and then that might perturb your sense of individuality and uniqueness. That might perturb or help with your expression, action, and visualization when it comes to being unique, individual, creative, looking for validation, attention, and entertainment in a fixed, consistent, or stubborn way. All right, now let's take a look at the tarot card that I took for today's energy. So, Sun in Leo, Moon in Cancer, tarot card is the Two of Wands. That means that we are creating the new need or a new want, or you are already doing this, which is having more spiritual, more creative, more passionate, more frustrated, or more personal conversation, relationship, or exchange of information exchange of value or exchange of energy. And what's the best way to go about this tarot card is using the dragon oracle of the crystal yellow dragon. Whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you feel, be clear and transparent in your intentions, in your actions, expressions, and visions. Make sure you're not hating yourself or somebody else. Make sure you're not limiting yourself or somebody else's experience or ability to experience or their visions or their imaginations. Make sure you have clear intentions. Make sure you have clear thoughts and feelings when acting and expressing today. Make sure you're not against all possibilities and make sure you're not against yourself. If not, if you are in a negative space, if your perspective is limited, if you are limiting somebody's experience or connection to all possibilities, go within, create new emotions and feelings, create new spiritual purposes and new spiritual places of comfort, and then you will have by default clear spaces, clear thoughts and feelings to express in a consistent, fixed, or stubborn way. Now, let's take a look at how this alignment is aligning the rest of the sky. So, Sun in Leo is a new alignment, very, very fresh. I'll be making a video about that recently, in the recent future. And Sun in Cancer, about the moon is always changing in 2.5 days, so it's always fresh. You know what I'm saying? So Sun in Leo is conjuncting Mercury in Leo, so our thoughts, ideas, and the ways we communicate, analyze, and socialize are closer to our image, ego, uniqueness, individuality, actions, and expressions. And then Moon in Cancer, fatal attracting Mercury in Leo, means that you are creating new emotions and feelings and new spiritual purposes to then communicate them in a consistent or stubborn way that also involves uniqueness, individuality, attention, entertainment, and creativity. Then we have Venus in Gemini, fatal attracting the Moon, sextiling the Sun. So Venus in Gemini, Sun in Leo, it's an opportunity to relate in a more light, cold, detached, and mutable way your fixed, stubborn, or consistent, unique, creative, and spiritual actions, expressions, and visions. And Venus in Gemini will help us connect within ourselves or in our surroundings, our new emotions and feelings, and our new spiritual purposes in a more light, less committed, and faster, not so deep, not so energetic, draining way. Also, you might feel a bit weird because you might want more connection, you might want more privacy or more spirituality, and Venus in Gemini is really surface level type stuff. So you might get moody or you might really enjoy the lightness and the freedom that Venus in Gemini is bringing us today. Then we have Mars in Virgo, fatal attracting the Sun, sextiling the Moon. So that means that the way that we are being passionate, motivated, frustrated, or aggressive about routines, patterns, and being organized, having structure, efficiency, and profit in a mutable way is giving us more stability or more frustration and energy to break down some walls and associate non-connecting paths with each other so we can express in a fixed, consistent, or stubborn way our uniqueness, individuality, creativity, and validation in a profitable way that can change depending on your perspectives and somebody else's perspectives without sacrificing the value, efficiency, or uniqueness and individuality. And also, Moon sextiling Mars, an opportunity to create new emotions and feelings and new spiritual purposes to then bring into real life, into organization, into structure, and practicality in a mutable, passionate, and frustrated way. Then also we have Jupiter in Cancer conjuncting the Moon, so expanding our emotions and feelings, expanding our insecurities, expanding our attractions, or these actually big death energies. Doesn't need to be real death, like somebody dying, but recreating new emotions and feelings in an expanded way because Jupiter is conjuncting the Moon. So all the emotions and feelings, all spiritual purposes, all spiritual places of comfort might be forgotten or replaced super quickly and in a bigger magnitude today. Also, it's easier to derive wisdom and knowledge from your internal realm because Jupiter in Cancer conjuncting the moon means that we can derive new spiritual, emotional, and personal wisdom and knowledge and ways to travel by introspecting and reflecting and just being within our own realm. And the Sun in Leo actually can bring a consistent light to help us feel more unique, creative, confident, and spiritual about new emotions and feelings and new wisdom and knowledge about ourselves, how we attract and how we respond and react in a general way. Then we have Saturn in Aries trining the sun, squaring the moon. So today we are learning how to feel more comfortable, how to feel more personal, familiar, and spiritual about new structures, new realities, new limits, new boundaries, new networking and association that comes from uniqueness, individuality, from being reckless, from being desireful, from passion, motivation, anger, and frustration, or just new worlds in general, extreme new reactions, extreme new limits, extreme new boundaries. And thus, we are learning how to initiate more tough, intense, and creative and unique limits, boundaries, realities, and structures in a way that we can still have a spiritual purpose and spiritual comfort. Then Sun trining Saturn means we have a gift to see, act, and express in a fixed, consistent, stubborn, also in a more validating, entertaining, insecure, egotistical and unique way about new structures, new systems, new limits, new boundaries, new networking, and new association that comes from the spirit, from personal preferences, personal natures, or personal insecurities. Neptune also in Aries, so we're learning how to feel or to create new places of comfort and new spiritual purposes about new visions or new feelings that derive from grand subconscious patterns, and we can have a gift to see in a more consistent way things from those subconscious patterns that are more dealing or more associated with our uniqueness and individuality and how we obtain and maintain validation, attention, and entertainment. Uranus in Gemini, fatal attracting the moon and sextiling the sun, so we can bring change, uniqueness, rebelliousness, or opposition in a more light, scattered, and logical way to ours and others' new emotions and feelings and new expanded spiritual purposes and places of comfort. And you have an opportunity to bring that change, that uniqueness, that fresh air in a mutable and connective way to ours and others' fixed, stubborn, and consistent visions, actions, and expressions about themselves, about the world, about uniqueness, individuality, attention, and validation in general. Lastly but not least, Pluto in Aquarius in conjuncting the moon, opposing the sun. So we and basically everybody else might be misunderstanding new emotions and feelings, new spiritual purposes, and new spiritual places of comforts when it's about the transformation that we're going through that will lead us and the world into a place where everybody will need and want to associate their unique mind with unique realities and circumstances. And the Sun opposing Pluto can be an opposition by default or an opposition as in it brings balance. So, an opposition as in you feeling or you attacking somebody is you thinking or feeling that the new world, that the new transformation is too logical, it's too weird, it's too hard, it's too far fetched, it doesn't make sense, it's not profitable right now, which might be true, but might be very profitable in the future. But Sun in Leo can also help you feel, see, be, and act more cherishful, more joyful, more unique, more confident, and have a better light, better image, and better general understanding of the purpose and the value of how you and the world around you are transforming into this new world where everybody will need or want to associate their unique mind with unique, profitable, and secure situations, groups, and associations. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, leave a like and subscribe, and you can get readings and consultations with me using the email in the description down below and checking the link tree to go into my Instagram to contact me via DM over there as well. I wish you the best thoughts, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. And I hope you create new emotions, feelings, and spiritual purposes, and that you bring some consistent, fixed, or stubborn, unique, creative, and valuable images, actions, and expressions to yourself and to your world. Till the next time, I see you soon.